So this idea of collaboration. So the art of collaboration in Tokyo has been very rich, but I think today we're going to talk about how that collaboration has grown globally.
My name's David Wilson, and currently work with Kangol Headwear.
Hi everyone, my name is Mike Hill. I'm the product director for Lomography.
Well, Fragment is a kind of company I made, and I used to have a brand called Good Enough or Electric Cottage, but I stopped.
My name is Jeff Ing, better known as Jeff Staple sometimes. I'm the founder and creative director of Staple Design.
It was about 1938. We had a Polish Jew, and his name was Jacob or Jacques Spurigan. And to distinguish his business, he created a word to call this product, and that word was Kangol. And it's reported that it was a combination of the words knit, angora, and wool, all of which were the basic raw materials. You know, it surrounded the hip-hop world of New York City. So we have this kind of British heritage meeting this cultural movement in New York at the beginning of what we might call American street culture.
Lomography has two histories. A lot of you here might be familiar with the original Lomo camera, which is pictured up there on the upper right. The Lomo camera is a copy of a Japanese camera called the Cosina CX2, which was created in the early 1980s. And sometime around 1984, a camera plant in Leningrad called Lomo decided to take this Japanese camera and reproduce it. That's why a lot of people also call Lomography Lomo, because it takes its namesake from this original Russian camera. Over the years it's grown extensively. We've now got offices in a few different countries, and we market an entire range of cameras, including a bunch of plastic cameras under the name Lomography. And we're a bit different from a normal camera company in the fact that we're equal parts company and equal parts community. We have a very big legion of devoted Lomographers, as we call them, who are into the cameras and very much into sharing tips, tricks, and techniques and going to our events.
I kind of start Fragment as a label, which I don't produce anything from my company. I just work with somebody else, such as like Nike or Undercover or whatever they want me to. So we don't really make anything. I just giving them idea or selling my auto brand in the company.
And I guess these are some of the things that he doesn't make. I started in 1997 out of my school, Parsons School of Design, just basically hand sew screening shirts. 12 years later, that has grown into a full menswear collection. We also have another arm of the company that does creative direction and design for various different companies, publications, clothing brands, all sorts of different medias that we work in. And these are some of the collaborations that we've done that are based on this motif of a pigeon that we've sort of adopted as a real symbolic animal of New York City, which is where my brand originated from. And with that symbol, we've been able to adopt that to like various different things like footwear, clothing, hats, accessories, and of course a camera, which was the lead to our collaboration with Michael. The first part of a good collaboration is the relationship. And then the second part of a good collaboration is what the hell it is that you're actually going to make.
I was into collecting sneakers. I've been reading his blog, and he kind of independently, you decided to buy Lomography cameras, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lomography cameras for the store.
Right.
And then our director of sales told me that, and I said, oh my God, I really like what he does. Maybe I should give him a call and see if he wants to do a collaborative project.
There's a lot of collaborations that happen, and a lot of times they happen within boxes. So it's like clothing to clothing, or sporting to sporting, or shoe to shoe. So when the idea came for analog camera and clothing brand, I thought, wow, that's really different and out of the box. And to me, a really good collaboration is one where both parties sort of are allowed to work outside of their normal realm of thinking. You know, that's where you're like, you learn something new, you experience something new, and hopefully both parties get to experience that. So when that offer sort of came out, I was super excited about it.
It was early in the morning. I was in the Whitney Museum in New York, and he picked me up. He just said, "Hey, you wanna have coffee?" That's how we started.
It's not exactly how I remember it. I actually met Jeff on my first visit to Hiroshi's house in Tokyo.
Pissed.
It's kind of triangle situation.
I say that in the internet world of like cyberspace that we live in now, where everything is an aim, click, email away, the most valuable thing is a personal relationship and really just sitting down and breaking bread with somebody, you know?
For me, it has to be, I like the product, or I like the person, or I like the company. Basically, I don't really work with, I don't feel like I'm working with a big company. I'm working as a person in the company. Like David, I don't know anyone else in Kango, actually. But we have a strange relationship. So, like, for example, Nike too, I kind of work with Mark or, Sunday or whoever, the kind of personal relationship. And like, if I've been asked some kind of many companies to do something together, but if I don't like the product, if I don't know them very well, I always say no. It has to be, more relationship first.
But a lot of the times, if your partner is not going to somehow give you a lot of creative input, or they just want to do something with just a logo or something really simple, then as a small brand, you also have to consider how you're being compensated for that.
Well, I think the commonality between both of our stories is that the way we both met, kind of organically, like he was a fan of Read Space, my store, and then coincidentally our store started carrying Lomo cameras. And then he said, oh, they're carrying Lomo, I'm a fan of his store, he's obviously a fan of Lomo. Same with him, like you were just at the museum and you saw a guy wearing a Kangol hat, you're probably like, oh, that's cool that a guy's wearing a Kangol hat, and then you're a fan of Kangol. So I think all good collaborations, kind of like what Hiroshi said, where it stems from not necessarily how much can we sell or how much money can we make out of this collaboration. It always starts with, wow, we already kind of have a respect for each other. There's already an unsaid conversation that we can continue now.